Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to the first destination. So, the first destination is Complex Kota Gede Royal Cemetery. So, in this destination, the history of this destination began from the establishment of Islamic Mataram Kingdom. So, there was a king. He was called Sultan Hadiwijaya. He's a king from Ajang Kingdom, and then he gave like an area to Ki Ageng Pamanahan. So this area is called Alas Mentao, and after that Ki Ageng Pamanahan built like a small village in this area, and then this village is developing until the leadership changed to his son. His son is called Senopati Inglogo, and then by under his leadership, the village gradually grew into finally called Kota Gede, which means Kota Gede means like big city in English. And by the time Kota Gede become a kingdom, and it is called Islamic Mataram Kingdom, or we call it um, Mataram Islam, Kerajaan Mataram Islam. And then Senopati Inglogo being the first king in this kingdom. And then in this cemetery complex, there are divided into three parts, namely King's Funeral, and then the second is the mosque, and then the third is the stand-up, or we can call it a betting place. And then the funeral is surrounding by the walls, and then there is also like a gate for the entrance to entering the cemetery, or to entering the funeral kings. Uh, of course, there are some rules for entering the funeral, but these rules just for those who want to enter the cemetery or the funeral kings. So the first is women must wear like a jari and kemben, and they must take off their veil or hijab. And second, the men must wear abdi dalam clothes. In the front is jari and blangkon, and then the equipment can be rented in the secretarial office. And then after you cannot take a pictures when entering the king's funeral, and then you you have to take off your footwear. And then what's the unique the place that we want to visit this time? So the first is the mosque. So the mosque is show the acculturation of Islamic, Hindu, Javanese, and Chinese during the Islamic periods. And then what else? The uniques from this area. So there is like a split tomb. Yes. The tomb is half in the inside of the king's funerals, and half is outside the funeral wall. Then why the tomb is spared into we will know the answer after we get in there. So prepare yourself, and don't forget to always use your mask, minimize touching the objects, and keep your distance. So right now let's get on the bus.